Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt and this is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching episode 13 of Better Call Saul, finishing Better Call Saul. What have you thought of Better Call Saul so far?
This is absolutely one of the best television shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Definitely up there. I'm not going to compare it to Breaking Bad until we finish this episode.
Oh, okay.
But I have absolutely loved this show. I think the creativity and what they were what they managed to do between like just some small characters in Breaking Bad to make this and extend the universe into this is literally like mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's the biggest compliment, is the fact that when you make a prequel or sequel, the expectation is that it's probably going to be worse. But somehow, not only is this potentially better, but it definitely makes the original, which is Breaking Bad, better.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's such a difficult achievement. I think I've already claimed that I like this more than Breaking Bad, but you're right. I do love Breaking Bad a lot because it ended so well. Mm-hmm. So I do need to see how this ends, even though I've already made my judgment, but I'm glad you are going to hold that until we finish this episode. But it's been such a crazy journey. Where we are now is so different from where we started. Mm-hmm. So I'm just so excited to see how this ends, because it's an interesting end. Well, no, never mind. We are beyond Breaking Bad. I was going to say like it ends into another beginning, but we've already transitioned that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be wild.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. I'm also very sad. I always get sad at the end of these shows, especially where we know like there's nothing more coming and we've spent so much time with these characters. So very similar feeling to when we watched The Sopranos finale.
Yeah, for sure. Because The Sopranos was 6 seasons as well, I believe.
Sopranos was longer.
Yeah. But when you combine the fact that we've seen Breaking Bad plus Better Call Saul, that's 11 seasons of television plus a movie with El Camino.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. This might be the most we've ever watched a single universe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Followed by The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So what a ride. Can't wait to watch this last episode.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on our Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all those links in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the episode. Color.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that we're back here.
Yeah, when are we?
I mean, this was his last lowest point, I feel like. Did this happen?
No, we never saw this.
Slow down. You're gonna make yourself sick.
Doesn't care.
Listen to Mike.
Oh, you're getting rid of your pee?
We're sitting on $7 million here. I say we take it, take off.
It's not ours.
Could be.
Yeah, well, I know some people who would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
First thing we do, take $6 million and build a time machine. Those people that you're worried about, they would never find us. Where would you go first, huh?
March 17th, 1984. Day I took my first bribe.
Oh, wow. Would have changed his whole life.
And then I'd go forward. There's some people I'd like to check on in 5 or 10 years. Make sure they're doing okay. You?
May 10, 1965. That's the day Warren Buffett took over at Berkshire Hathaway. Got $1 million left from building the time machine and just stick it into Berkshire.
Have it all.
I'm a billionaire.
What a stark difference in what they do.
Yeah.
That's it, honey. Nothing you change.
I'm rested.
Oof, what a conversation.
I got you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's whole thing was for family.
We don't get more?
Of Mike in that?
No, the intro. I thought we'd get more on the finale.
Oh, on the run.
I know there was a comment about how it started with elder law and now this.
He's headed south towards Curtis. Oh, please get him.
Oh, he made it back to his place. I didn't even know if that would be possible.
Nebraska 6-4, Paul, Frank Tom.
We're out of time.
Oh, they're outside. I thought they were just talking about the description, not the fact that they already found it.
Yeah.
Did you have
Ooh, a copter.
Yeah. Did you have an escape plan?
I feel like no. Ooh, my heart's racing.
They are looking for you. Back in the trash. There's no way this guy helps you. Here, are you even gonna be able to get this open? Oh, no way.
And all those diamonds have to be everywhere.
Oh my God, Gene.
Anybody home?
No fucking way.
Hands, now.
That's as far as you made it?
Yeah, he was loud as hell in there.
He's just done. He's caught. And there's like probably millions of diamonds just in that trash can.
Gonna end up at a dump.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman.
No way.
You have
Oh.
rights.
I thought that was just playing on the TV in the prison. They're like, yep, this is our guy. Who do you call? Kim? The other lawyer that you used to make fun of?
Sorry, I wasn't in this morning. Did you open up okay?
That's who you call?
The week's rotation needs to be posted by 3. Could you handle that? Just call the main office. Let them know you're going to need a new manager. This is how they get you.
They got you.
This is how they get you.
I need another phone call!
Oh, I called it. Because he moved over to defense or whatever, didn't he?
So?
You got it, buddy.
So they finally caught you.
No matter who your lawyer is, you are screwed. Where do you see this ending?
Yeah.
With me on top, like always.
What?
There's no shot. Oh, he actually came. Oh. I mean, this will put him on the map. Oh, what?
Federal conspiracy to manufacture and distribute a controlled substance.
Life sentence, stat max.
Money laundering.
160 years, stat max.
That's a lot.
Multiple murders.
2 decorated federal officers, 15 years each. Life plus 190 years.
That's a lot.
I'm willing to extend a one-time take it or leave it offer. 30 years. You have a shot at seeing daylight in your old age.
30 years?
For what?
You've got Agent Schrader's widow back there. Why don't you invite her in?
Wait a
I mean,
second.
you owe her that much, don't you? It's fine, really.
Dang, she's coming in? I never would have guessed.
No.
Marie, right?
Yeah. Oh, I have chills. Like, where is this going?
They tell me they found you in a garbage dumpster. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
My husband was the best man that I have ever known. He lived to help others. His partner, Steve, and Blanca made a home that was warm and full of laughter. They were shot dead and left in a hole in the desert. And you helped the two-faced, poisonous bastard behind it all. For what? Money.
Yeah.
No matter what they do with you now, it will never be enough.
What a speech.
The loss that you've suffered, it's unspeakable. I met your husband. He was a man who stood by his word and was very good at his job. You and he are victims. And so am I.
Jesus.
Yeah.
2 years ago, a man came into my office. His name was Mayhew. He wanted one of my clients to lie under oath. He offered me money. I declined. As I was leaving my office, I was attacked. 2 men threw a sack over my head. They hogtied me, and they drove me out into the desert. I was kneeling in front of an open grave.
This is true.
That was my introduction to Walter White. From that moment on, there hasn't been a minute that I wasn't afraid. I did it because I knew what he would do to me. I even thought about talking to Agent Schrader. But I knew that Walter White would kill me.
That's a lie.
October 4th, 2009. Murdered 10 men inside 3 prisons. They even killed one of my colleagues, a lawyer, Daniel Wachsberger. So yeah, I ran, but not from the police, from them. Walter White might be dead. Jesse Pinkman and the others, they're still out there. You are looking at a man who has lost everything. I have nobody. I have nothing.
Oh my God, it's like just enough truth in there to make it believable.
Do you think jurors are gonna buy that?
All I need is one.
Oh my God.
You've never lost a case. Hell of a record. Still, juries, right?
The switch up.
You're not going to negotiate with this man.
Oh
You're
my
not.
God, that was wild. I mean, that was very believable.
I'm like shocked and I'm disgusted and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like all at the same time.
Exactly.
Marie.
I mean, there was a hint of fear, but it was pretty much all money.
Oh yeah, no. He was not a victim in
No.
this.
The government will move to dismiss counts 3 through 9 of the indictment, 85 to 90 months imprisonment, in addition to any supervised release the court may impose.
85 to 90 months?
7.5 years.
Let's get this thing signed and get the hell out of here.
7?
Term to be served at FCI Butner Low, North Carolina. It's the only federal institution with a golf program. It's
What?
good enough for Bernie Madoff.
Holy
FCI Butner, low, wing.
D. Wing D.
Does he
How is
As Steve Jobs used
Oh.
to say, one more thing. 1 pint Bluebell mint chocolate chip ice
Oh
cream
my
every
God.
Friday for the duration.
No more games.
Now I got a sweetener. It's nothing I've talked about. New arena, primo stuff.
this is insane.
The amount of power he has. Still.
Previously unknown felony homicide. Concerns a prominent Albuquerque attorney.
Oh, they know.
Howard Hamlin?
You're talking about Howard Hamlin. He's trying to sell us the Hamlin thing.
They know. Kim fucked that up for you.
Sounds like you and your ex aren't talking on a regular basis.
She spilled her guts about Howard Hamlin. On the record.
You got nothing left to sell. Do we go to trial or do we have a deal?
Take the deal.
Let's get this in writing. Not a word changes.
He thought he had more.
Yeah. Thank God he needed to be knocked down a peg.
I mean,
or
what
7.
he accomplished was wild. You're talking about almost like 200 years in jail
Yeah. To 7.5 in the jail of your choosing.
with a golf program. Just gonna be golfing for 7 years.
I don't know about the ice cream. I don't think that went through.
No, I don't think he got the ice cream.
Where is he?
I think in a.
This is prison?
I think so. Oh. The fuck? I thought it was prison. It wasn't not in black and white, so I should have realized.
See no reason to stay down here without hot water. I can easily fix. Aha.
Oh, is this before they changed their identities or whatever?
I have a question. What would you do if you had a time machine?
Meaningless question.
No, there's a lot of meaning behind it.
There's got to be something you'd go back and change if you could.
You are talking about regrets, so just ask about regrets. My regrets. All right, well, when I was a graduate student, I started a company with some. At the time, I thought they were my friends.
Gray matter.
Yeah.
They were artfully maneuvering me into leaving my own creation. And had I stayed, I wouldn't be down here with you.
Is it still around? Is it successful?
Very.
Very.
We could have done something with this. Wrongful termination. I mean, I could have sunk my teeth into this.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
When I was 22, I pulled a slip and fall outside Marshall Field, so I hit the ice fast as I could. Crack! It wasn't the ice, it was me. My knee's never been the same. How I put myself through bartending school.
So you were always like this?
Ooh. Damn.
Wow.
A lot of real interesting conversations. The opening with Mike, this one with Walter. Marie's.
She confessed. What's the DA gonna do with it?
Most likely they sit on it permanently.
Okay.
Not for her. Her problem's not the DA. The widow can take her for everything she has and everything she's gonna have. All I can tell you for sure is that Mrs. Hamlin's out lawyer shopping as we speak.
Oh. I feel like Jimmy's very concerned about Kim's place in all this now.
Yeah.
Like he got this crazy sweet deal. Something just clicked.
I want you to tell the other side that I've got more to trade. Just remembered something that'll make their toes curl.
It's bound to jam Kim up if it involves her.
Oh, it involves her.
What more are you gonna get? What's left?
What's left?
It's really good ice cream.
What are you doing, Jimmy?
No, I think this is about Kim, though.
Yeah. No, it's not for the ice cream.
Yeah. Look at his face.
Yeah. I don't remember the timeline. Has she already given her confession at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I think we might be on an even timeline of Jean and Kim right now.
I'm leaving early. Can you let Ricardo know?
Sure, no prob.
Thanks.
What's happening?
I don't know. A walk-in.
Free legal services.
Is she gonna try to get a job here?
That's what I was thinking, but she would need to get, she'd probably have to retake
Well, I mean,
bar?
if she just wants to, like, be...
Not a lawyer.
Right.
Fill this out, and before you ask, there's no charge. All our services are free.
Actually, I'm here to see if I can volunteer.
Can you answer a phone? Sure. Then there you go.
Answer.
Central Florida Legal Aid, how can I help you?
Going back to what she always wanted to do.
Almost.
Hello?
Kim,
Yes?
this is Suzanne Erickson.
Oh, Suzanne.
You've seen the news? Your ex? He was arrested in Nebraska. He's been extradited to New Mexico. He's giving testimony that affects you personally.
What kind of testimony?
What the hell is going on? This is shaking Kim. There's no way Jimmy's just getting, like, revenge against Kim, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, are we still giving him the benefit of the doubt when we shouldn't be?
Probably. Is he just pissed at Kim for leaving him, so he's gonna bury her also?
Look at his face.
Oh man, the reunion in court. That's how we are.
It's showtime.
One last show.
The parties have reached a plea agreement satisfactory to both sides. Well, I have questions. Mr. Castellano, will you please come up to the microphone?
Can the judge just be like, I don't accept your deal?
I think so.
We consider the sentence for a defendant who will be pleading guilty to multiple felonies. The government's sentencing recommendation is 7 years.
Colleagues and I gave every aspect of this recommendation careful consideration.
Okay.
If I may say something that I think will help the court fully understand the situation.
You are the beneficiary of the most generous sentencing
Yeah,
recommendation
right?
I've seen in 22 years.
I think I can save the court's valuable time.
Fine.
2 years ago, a man came into my office. He said his name was Mayhew.
Gonna say the same thing all over again?
A bag was shoved over my head. I was hogtied. I was driven out into the desert. That was my introduction to Walter White. I was terrified, but not for long.
Oh.
That night I saw opportunity. And for the next 16 months, building Walter White's drug empire.
What are we doing?
Consult Mr. Oakley before you say another word.
I think I know the law here better than you do.
Your Honor, we'd like to request a recess.
Yeah,
We do not need a recess.
I'd like to petition to withdraw from this case.
Denied.
Oh, damn it, you're gonna bury him. He's like, fuck me.
Mr. Goodman, you are now under oath. Any false statement you make can be used in prosecution for perjury. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we're just torpedoing this crazy good deal.
I lied to the government about Kim Wexler. Fed him a load of BS about her involvement in Howard Hamlin's murder. I just wanted her to come here today. I wanted her to hear this.
So he took it off of Kim's plate.
I didn't witness any of the murders, but I damn well knew it was happening. I kept Walter White out of jail. I laundered his money. I lied for him. If he hadn't walked into my office that day, Walter White would have been dead, and a whole lot of other people would still be alive. Walter White couldn't have done it without me.
Wow.
The government urges the court to allow Mr. Goodman to...
Please let him keep talking.
What happened to Howard Hamlin? I can't even. After that, Kim had the guts to start over. She left town. I'm the one who ran away. And my brother, Chuck, you may have known him.
Oh, the buzzing.
I tried. I could have tried harder. Instead, when I saw a chance to hurt him, I took it. I took away the one thing he lived for, the law. After that, he killed himself.
Jeez.
And I'll live with that.
This was like the most truth.
That was statutory maximum.
That was not a confession. It was merely...
Wanted Kim to see him come clean on everything.
I did not expect that.
Kim came clean with everything. Now it was Jimmy's turn. Oh, back with Chuck.
I was starting to worry.
They had those apples that you like? The newsstand on Central said they might start carrying the Financial Times.
You know I could hire someone to do this.
I'm doing it because you're my brother.
Well, you could stay for a while. We could talk.
You want to talk about my clients? The granny who got picked up for soliciting inside a Christian Science reading room?
They deserve a vigorous defense like any other client.
Or maybe you just want to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
I'm hoping you didn't steal that from a motel ice machine.
You can hope. One of my deserving clients got caught waving the weenie outside a Hobby Lobby.
Oh, what a place.
If you don't like where you're heading, there's no shame in going back and changing your path.
When have you ever changed your path?
We always end up having the same conversation, don't we?
I'll see you tomorrow, Chuck. And I might have the Financial Times.
Dang. All of these conversations. Oh, what? I actually believed Chuck in that moment that he just wanted to talk to his brother.
Oof.
Man, this episode's getting you.
I know.
So what's his new, like, is it back to like 200 years?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounded like.
I know you.
How'd you know you were being watched?
Who is that?
Better Call Saul.
Oh.
Right?
I'm McGill.
You're Saul.
Is he going to be like the most famous prisoner?
Because that guy looked familiar.
Told you. It's Better Call Saul.
Hey, he might do all right in prison.
Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul.
Wow. I didn't expect him to be like a legend.
Well, those are his clients.
I know. I just didn't think it would transfer that much. Oh, look at that. Back to cooking. I was afraid for his safety in such a rough prison, but I feel like no one's going to touch Better Call Saul.
Lawyer, sir.
Lawyer?
I got you, Saul.
Kim?
I got you, Saul. It could be Kim. Maybe she got her degree back? He's a freaking legend in here.
Man.
It is Kim.
No cuffs, please.
Short hair Kim.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
Turns out my New Mexico bar card doesn't have an expiration date.
So she's not fully back. She just lied. Just like the good old days. I like it in color.
You had him down to 7 years.
Yeah, I did.
86 years.
Oh. Is that what he has? He'll be like 140, 150.
With good behavior, who knows?
Man, that divide. Wow. All right. That was episode 13 of Better Call Saul, finishing Better Call Saul. What'd you think?
That was perfect.
Yeah, I had high expectations.
Yeah.
It delivered.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel satisfied with every conclusion.
Same. We had so many huge moments in this episode. And I say huge, but they were like small, but they were
impactful.
Yeah. First, Marie. We've spent a good portion of this show talking about or thinking about everything that happens in Breaking Bad. And for me, like when I think of Breaking Bad, I really just think of like Hank being the only good person in that show.
Yeah, like one of the main characters.
Yes. So for us to kind of get that full circle moment with Marie coming back and Gomez's wife coming back was huge. You're not even getting like the full scope of what Jimmy has done.
Right.
And everybody's lives that have been affected by it, because really going into the show, like we're so early on and there's just so much going on in this show that you just think of like, you know, Walter White as like this villain, but to sit there and watch Jimmy kind of make this full blown confession on everything later on in the episode, it like really sinks in, like every little thing that he was a part of.
Yeah. It's all just so believable, and that's what Jimmy was so good at, was sprinkling in enough truth to make something believable. So the way he frames it of being, you know, kidnapped with a gun to his head and afraid for his life, like, yeah, that's how the relationship started. And to carry that forward in a way that got him 7 years was just wild to see how good he is at spinning the truth into something slightly different. But there was so much that I wasn't expecting. To see Marie there, it does put into perspective how many people were impacted by Walter White and, you know, Jesse and whatever, all of our characters, because sometimes it is like easy to get lost on just the main characters. You forget about everyone else on the side that struggles because of it. So I was not expecting Marie to show up at all.
Yeah.
The fact that she played such a big role was amazing. And then to see that shift at the very end, Jimmy does it for, I feel like, multiple reasons, to kind of prove to Kim that he can like admit to the truth of it all, but also to take all the heat off of Kim and stuff. But it makes you think back, like when Jimmy is just like, Walter would have been dead or in prison within a month without me. It's kind of like, yeah, you might be right, because like that whole Badger situation, they didn't know what the fuck to do, and that could have torpedoed them right then and there. And how many times did Jimmy or Saul come to the rescue and help them out, and with the connections and with everything? Like Walter was so amazing at making meth, but he was not a good criminal, especially in the beginning.
No.
It really took a lot of people around him to kind of shape him into what almost became an empire. But to see Jimmy just take full responsibility there in the end, even in a situation where he just like, that is insane that he got the government to go down to 7 years.
I mean, that scene with Marie is like, that's gonna stick with me. Like that.
When she first comes in?
When she first comes in. For him to, the entire like scene that he's setting and the victim mentality that he's bringing to this, all of this is like I said, it was so impressive and disgusting, and you felt gross about it, but I was like, how did you manage this? Like there's so many things going through my mind at the same time, and I feel like that is this show. Like that's the heart of this show, is that every single character is so dynamic and there's so much going on. But I'm with you that you don't even really realize the scale of Jimmy's involvement in Walter White's world.
Yeah.
Because looking back on Breaking Bad, he's not a main character on that show. And we don't see anything about his personal life. His only appearances are like, they're in a rut, like, help me right now, like I need this right now, and he makes things happen. But in the grand scheme of that show, you're not like thinking about the repercussions of him making these things happen and how that's like propelling Walter White into success, or at least keeping him out of trouble.
Right.
So for him to sit there and to listen to him talk about that in the courtroom was like, holy shit. I've already rewatched Breaking Bad. I've seen it twice now, and it literally just makes me really want to go back and watch it again, because all of those moments and just thinking like, what if Jimmy wasn't there? And that's it. Like, is Walter White immediately going to prison?
Right.
And that's it. There's no more blue meth.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's to frame it in that way of like how important Jimmy was, it totally makes sense. And it's like this moment where he finally does take responsibility for like the success of Walter White and how that leads to the death of Hank and to Gomez and to so many other people. And like how, maybe the story does start with fear, but then he was like, very quickly that went away and I saw opportunity. And it's like, that's what it was always about, was just this opportunity to make millions.
Yeah.
And like that was his downfall also, was like the opportunity to scam people in Nebraska. Like he didn't need to do that shit, and like that's what got like him caught and stuff. It was this never-ending pursuit of just like greed and money and power. And it goes back to the time machine like conversation, especially the very first one. We had like 5 or 6 amazing little moments with Mike and Marie.
All
and
the
Walter.
little cameos that we got were massive.
And they were so impactful.
Yeah.
Chuck, like all of them. We'll touch on all of them a little bit, but like the whole time machine aspect with Mike in the beginning, where obviously Mike would go back to never being a dirty cop, and that would completely change the course of his life to the point where his son would most likely still be alive.
Yep.
And then how he would want to go into the future to kind of see his family hopefully still alive and thriving. And then for Jimmy to be like, I would invest a lot of money in Berkshire Hathaway or something like that.
Yeah.
And be a trillionaire. It's like, oh, money? That's it?
Yeah. And then we have the moment with Walter White. The time machine conversation comes up again.
Yeah.
And he goes back to his first slip-in Jimmy, one of his first, and he actually hurts himself in the process. And you have that moment of Walter White being like, oh, so you've always been like this.
Yeah, that was a little two-parter for me, because it was like Walter White calling him out on like, oh, you've always been kind of a piece of shit scammer. But also that was an answer that I feel like was similar to Mike's, just very many years removed, that if he could not do that slip, maybe that would change the course of Jimmy's life to not be known as Slipping Jimmy and have this, you know, kind of world built for him, essentially. So I kind of took it as both in that moment.
I could see that, because I was honestly a little bit confused about why he picked that moment.
Yeah, because also with like the injury to the knee and how like that's never kind of healed, or it's always hurt him. It's like that was a moment in his life where he made a decision that stuck with him forever. Not only represented in the pain in his knee, but also this lifestyle of scamming.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, because I was a little bit confused, because it was nice to see something that wasn't about money.
Yeah.
But I didn't fully grasp that, but I like it.
Yeah, I might be stretching a little bit there, because I think his scamming started much earlier, like even in the shop and stuff. But anyways, that's kind of how I took it a little bit. But like the time machine, it doesn't really it's not in conversation again, but then we see it with the Chuck situation. And like, that was a moment where I felt bad for Chuck. I felt like that was like I know, right? Whoa. But like, that was a moment where I genuinely believe Chuck just wanted to talk to his brother about the law. And like Jimmy just was like, shut up. Like, you're just going to tell me how I'm doing things wrong. You're just going to judge me. Here's your food. I'll try better tomorrow to get the newspaper you wanted.
That brought me to tears, the moment with Chuck. You've always hated Chuck. I've had a lot of thoughts about Chuck that I'm like, I don't know. It's Chuck. Like, I don't know how to go into that. But that felt like such what could have been a really sweet moment. And, you know, the reading, that's always been such a big part of their relationship between Chuck and Jimmy, is Chuck reading to Jimmy. And it's been used in ways that it brings them closer. It's been used in ways where Chuck feels like he had a responsibility to Jimmy, and maybe that's where some of his resentment comes from. Like, it's been used throughout the entirety of this show, but in that moment and seeing the book and it being the time machine or whatever it was that was called, it was just so heartbreaking, because obviously this is just one night out of all of these nights that's Jimmy's coming and he's bringing his stuff and whatever, but they're not fighting. Chuck is in a good place in that moment. Obviously, he's still struggling. All the lights and things are out, but he's not like so far gone that they can't just have a normal conversation. So that was sad.
It was very sad. And I feel like this whole show is just littered with these moments that send characters down this road. I mean, Mike kind of talks about this concept multiple times, but it's just, there's so many situations where you're like, if only we could go back to this moment and make a different decision, where would this path take us? And like, that was also, I feel like, a moment for Chuck where he's like looking at his brother, where it's like, you know, has he ever changed his direction, or what was, there was some phrase or something where like Chuck told Jimmy like, oh, you can change things. And Jimmy was like, have you ever changed things? And then, like, even picking up that time machine book, I feel like, even though we didn't really see it on his face, but maybe Chuck in that moment felt like, oh, what if I would have done things differently with Jimmy and the law, where he would actually be coming over excited to talk, not thinking that I'm just going to be some judgmental older brother and stuff. So it's just like, this show is so filled with all of these moments, and
a lot of regret,
so much regret. And so like those conversations with Walter and the time machine, and it's just like doing things differently. And I so loved how this show ended, where it's like you have characters going down this road that is bad, and Kim was able to change that direction 6+ years ago or something, and now, you know, Jimmy sees that he can change the road that he's on, and he could do it for a bunch of different reasons. But the reality is he was right there, back to scamming the government, about to get off in 7 years, probably would have gotten a couple of years shaved off that with like good behavior or something, and he would have been right out there in the real world running scams in just a couple of years.
Yeah.
But instead, he took responsibility for pretty much everything, and he'll die in prison. But Kim, she changed her road and stuff. So it's like the characters that are still left, they got to go a different direction.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Very interesting to see also Kim and Jimmy together. We had a couple of moments, obviously, on the plane of just Jimmy hearing about what's going on with Kim. Obviously shocked earlier on, finding out that she did go and confess to the Howard murder. Obviously she didn't murder him, but you know what I mean. And all this like civil lawsuits that could be up and coming. Then you have, you know, the relationships with, I think it's Suzanne. She calls Kim up and talks to her about what's going on. So it's like all roads kind of lead them back together again. Not in that way, but just bringing them back together. And so for Kim to get to go to the prison to see Jimmy, and they just have that moment, it's the usual like blank background with and the light. Two of them just smoking, and the lighting, we got a little bit of color, just kind of like a spark of color in there. And I mean, I feel like this episode was just like, oh, it was perfect.
It was perfect, and it was like shot in a way that I definitely did not expect, with, again, so many little conversations with so many important characters, bringing characters back that I might not have initially thought were critical or important, Marie, essentially. And to bring her back and be like, geez, Louise, this really frames everything so perfectly. And I mean, it just ends in a way, I mean, with just them going in two different directions, that big divide at the very end with Kim leaving jail probably going back to hopefully working at that free law firm. I really like that moment with that other lawyer there. You could tell in just like her whispers and conversations that she very much cares about her patients and stuff. And she's clients, yeah, patients. And she's obviously overwhelmed with work. So it's like, could that be Kim's new life down in Florida doing that? Hopefully she is free from any sort of lawsuit or penalties or anything like that. And then I don't know why I didn't expect it, but Jimmy is a freaking untouchable legend in prison. Like,
we should have known. He obviously, everyone knows the Better Call Saul ads, and this is his clientele. So for him, like, he probably got a lot of these people off for smaller crimes, and then they probably got caught doing something else.
Right.
But everyone knows him. Everyone knows what he did.
It's just, that's so funny to me, because it's like, when you think of like a cop going to jail, it's like, everyone knows you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
But I never thought of like a criminal lawyer going to jail.
Well, he's defending all these criminals.
I know, but it's just like, no one's gonna touch him, because the one person who like accidentally does something to Saul, every other prisoner is gonna be like, you fucked with Saul?
Yeah.
It's just such an interesting, and like to see him in there cooking, I don't know. It was fitting. It was fitting for him to have lost everything, yet even in losing everything, he's still on top.
True.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, on top of his current situation.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected of the end of this show. Obviously, I think it was really massive to get to see everything that happened with Kim, because I was absolutely furious and heartbroken just episodes ago with Howard's death. But for this show to be able to just turn that around, and like, I am happy that Kim is like free of this, and I'm hoping that she's gonna be happy working at this new place, is absolutely insane. That I never thought that I thought that I would live with that hate in my heart for the rest of my life, for how, like, I don't think any show has ever made me as mad as that episode did.
Right.
So it's very kind of similar for Jimmy, that I didn't ever think that we would see a time where Jimmy was actually taking responsibility and accountability for what he did. Him being in that room with Marie initially and playing like this victim mentality and getting the 7 years, that's the Jimmy that I would expect. And that's how I thought the show would end. And would I have been disgusted by it? Yeah. Was I still impressed that he was able to do that? Same way kind of Kim was? Yeah. So it makes you feel so many different types of emotions with this, but I'm so happy that they ended it the way that they did, where his kind of love for Kim brings him full circle into confessing to everything. And then, it makes us see Breaking Bad in a different light. So I gotta say, could be recency bias, but I do think that Better Call Saul is the better show. And I think it might just be I think it also makes Breaking Bad better.
Right.
So I did rewatch the show twice. Breaking Bad probably was my favorite show prior to this. So it is something that I would now want to rewatch again with the knowledge of Better Call Saul.
Right, because now it might make that just
even better. Yeah.
And
so
it's
yeah. I mean, really, they should be. It's hard to compare because it's one universe. So you could just be like, this universe is the best show on television for me.
That's what I was going to say. Like, essentially, we have 11 seasons of top tier, 10 out of 10 television and a movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's insane to think about. And I, again, like, you loved it, how it ended. I loved how it ended. Like, the fact that I also like feel good where Kim is. And then I also feel good about Jimmy taking responsibility and the closure that gives everyone else. The only other person out there is Jesse, who out of everyone was probably the biggest victim in terms of being taken advantage of by Walter White.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a criminal, but
still a bad guy. He did kill other like innocent people pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, if you're going to take a victim of Walter White, Jesse Pinkman,
who you can 100% believe is going to live a good life.
Yes.
Like if you gave Jimmy the freedom again, he's probably going to start scamming.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's at no point would this have ever taught him a lesson.
So, like, the fact that Jimmy took accountability and everything, like, the way that it all ended, I thought it was perfect. Because once he started getting that deal with the government, I thought, like, maybe the show was going to end with him, like, a time jump and him coming out of prison, and then it turns back to color, you know? And we got Saul in a fancy suit again, and he's like, Saul's back, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I could have totally seen it ending with him coming out on top and just getting out of prison in a couple of years.
And I wouldn't have been surprised at all by that.
No, I would have been like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Saul gets out of everything.
Yeah.
But the fact that it ended with him just gonna be in prison the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And he seems like content, you know? Like, I feel like there's a weight off of him now that he's just finally admitted everything.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I feel like it really ties into the Cinnabon situation that he every day, like, he would go there and he was the manager and he would make sure that everything was perfect. And the first phone call he made in prison was to make sure, or in custody, was to make sure that, you know, the schedule was going out and that they got a new manager, all of those things, because he did kind of handle that job with the attention and care, because that was his life now.
Yeah.
So to see him now in prison and he's baking, it kind of all ties in, you know, to the same thing.
What a great show.
Yeah.
It's wild to think where we ended and where we began. Like, the first season or two is mostly just like Jimmy versus Chuck and like kind of, I don't want to say silly, like court cases, but like nothing too extreme.
Yeah.
And the fact that we end where we are, it's just like with all of the chaos and all of the involvement and all of the crazy stuff, it's like, how is this even the same show? But yeah, no, this is 11 episodes of television that is, I feel like, always worth watching again and again.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be just brilliant.
Yeah. I think they nailed it. The last episode was phenomenal. The cameos, I feel like, made it for me. But I mean, the show, it's perfect. They nailed it. It's perfect. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just like rambling at this point, but it was perfect.
No, I don't. And I think this is a situation where there's a lot of times where we'll watch like a final episode or something, and maybe in the moment I'm like, yeah, that was good. And then it sits with you for a little while and you're like, actually, like, I have a problem with this and this and this. This, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think there's no matter how much time passes, I don't think my opinion of this show is going to change.
Yeah.
Unless it goes up.
Yeah. Maybe it gets even better rewatching Breaking Bad, and then we're just in a cycle of watching the shows over and over.
Yeah, you watch one, that gets better. Yeah. But yeah, this was perfect.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.